The unfair advantage begins with an uncomfortable truth about success: life isn't fair, and that's not necessarily bad news. Ali and Hasan Kubba argue that the biggest mistake aspiring entrepreneurs make is believing they need to be like everyone else. In reality, success comes from identifying and leveraging what makes you different. Your unfair advantages, your unique blend of skills, experiences, and circumstances, are the raw material of your success story. Ali and Kubba speak from experience. Both came from modest backgrounds, far from Silicon Valley privilege. Yet they built startups, raised capital, and achieved success by leaning into who they were instead of pretending to be who they weren't. The book is their manifesto for real-world entrepreneurship, one that acknowledges privilege but empowers resourcefulness. They introduce the concept of the Miles framework: money, intelligence and insight, location and luck, education and expertise, and status. These categories represent the 5 main types of unfair advantages people can possess. The genius of the framework is that it turns what seems like an excuse, "they had more luck or money," into an analysis tool for identifying your own leverage points. The authors stress that everyone has unfair advantages, even if they don't look obvious. For one person, it might be a supportive family; for another, street smarts or resilience built from hardship. The trick is self-awareness, seeing what you already have that others might overlook. They dive into the psychology of success, debunking the myth of meritocracy. The world doesn't reward the best idea, it rewards the best positioned one. Knowing your strengths and context allows you to play the game strategically. Success isn't about leveling the playing field, it's about playing on the field where you can win. Ali and Kubba weave in candid stories from their startup journey, failed pitches, lucky breaks, and moments of reinvention. Each anecdote reinforces the idea that entrepreneurship is not a straight path but a dance between effort and opportunity. Those who thrive are not necessarily the most talented but the most attuned to timing and advantage. They redefine luck not as randomness, but as exposure to opportunity. The more you engage with people, experiment, and take action, the luckier you get. Your network, reputation, and habits expand your surface area for luck to find you. The authors discuss mindset with refreshing honesty. Self-belief, they argue, isn't about pretending to be fearless, it's about building confidence through competence. Imposter syndrome is common, especially among first-time founders, but it's also a sign that you're growing. The antidote is to focus less on identity and more on progress. A recurring theme is authenticity. Pretending to be something you're not wastes energy and builds fragile success. Real advantage comes from leaning into your background, your accent, your story. What feels like a weakness in one context may be an edge in another. The key is to own it completely. Ali and Kubba warn against the worship of hustle culture. Working harder than everyone else isn't the secret, it's working smarter from your strengths. Burnout, they note, destroys creativity. Sustainable success comes from alignment, not exhaustion. They highlight the power of storytelling. Investors, customers, and partners don't just buy ideas, they buy narratives. A founder who can articulate their mission with authenticity and passion creates emotional leverage that pure data can't match. Your story, told well, becomes an advantage in itself. The book also touches on inequality with empathy. The authors acknowledge that privilege exists and affects opportunity. But rather than encouraging resentment, they encourage awareness, so you can navigate around barriers and find your lane. Once you understand the system, you can use it instead of fighting blindly against it. They urge readers to develop soft advantages, emotional intelligence, persistence, adaptability. In a world of rapid change, these traits outlast technical skills. They enable you to pivot, connect, and keep going when logic says quit. As the book nears its end, the authors emphasize that success is not a solo act. Mentors, collaborators, and communities amplify your unfair advantages. Build relationships not as transactions but as genuine connections, each one can become a multiplier of your growth. See. The Unfair Advantage concludes with a liberating message: stop trying to be perfect. Start being strategic. Play your own game, on your own field, with your own tools. The real winners aren't those who erase unfairness, they're the ones who understand it, embrace it, and turn it into momentum. Success, at its core, is not about equality, it's about authenticity in action.